couple of months ago, we auctioned off a day in the studio. All the money raised was donated to the Royal Children's Hospital Good Friday Appeal. Our next guest very generously stumped up $26,000 for the privilege of watching this show being prepared and now presented. He's the Managing Director of PowerMaintenance Energy. He is an energy expert. Nick Halaris, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, very good. So, very quickly, what is your business, PowerMaintenance Energy? What does it do?
So what we do is we look after the big end of town, like large industrial commercial customers, anyone using over 40,000 kilowatt hours, who generally pay roughly a 30% less cost than your normal small business customers. We mitigate risk. We basically negotiate contracts at the right time when the market is up. We don't negotiate. When the market comes down, we negotiate, lock customers in, basically save customers money on network charges, budgets, and basically build strategies around them saving money to stay in business.
So essentially, you go and negotiate with the power companies to get a better deal on power for these big businesses that use a lot of power.
That's correct. As well as network charges, there's different types of strategies on the market that businesses can adopt or adapt to in their business models to actually save on costs because network charges are on the increase.
Yeah, well, and that, of course, is something that households are seeing as well. In fact, I think there's a proposal to have even larger network charges now to pay for all the new poles and wires and, transmission lines that are being built here in Victoria.
That's correct. So New South Wales is looking at around a 19% increase. Victoria will follow suit very soon because all these renewable energy projects need to come onto the main lines, and that's what's happening.
Well, just on renewable energy, I mean, I've got real doubts as to whether, I know we're investing a lot in solar and we're building VNI West to transmit solar energy from New South Wales into Victoria. And we've got wind farms planned, not built yet, planned all over the place. But I mean, in this state, we're very heavy users of both gas and electricity. We are planning to shut down the remaining coal-fired power stations within the next 10 years. Do you think we're going to be okay when it comes to electricity? We've always been used to it. I mean, it might be expensive, but you turn the switch on and the power is available. But when we get rid of those coal-fired power stations in the next 5 to 10 years, are we going to have enough power to go around?
No way. The problem is you've got baseload generators are the most important and the most keyest ingredient in the market. The problem is if you price them out of the market and throw all these renewables on without those baseload power, you're going to have blackouts everywhere.
Right, because I mean, in South Africa they have somehow stuffed up their power grid, and blackouts 4 to 8 hours a day are quite common. People just learn to live with it. I mean, is that sort of where we're headed, or do you think they'll keep the coal-fired power stations open?
No, they have to keep the coal-fired power stations. They have to find a way to do it similar to what Germany and China have. I travel to Germany about this stuff all the time and learn from their markets. So basically the situation is you must have baseload power, and the other generators can operate onto the market at different times when they're needed. For instance, solar can operate between 10 and 3 onto the market. And hydro can operate at certain times. But
see, the problem is with solar, I mean, if I work a normal day, come home middle of winter, it's dark at 5 o'clock, and I get home and I want the lights on, I want the TV on, I've got my electric cooker on because the gas ones are now banned. I mean, solar doesn't work so well then, does it?
No, it doesn't. So, they're looking at different types of investment like gas and hydro. The problem is these are all small Band-Aid solutions for peaking stations. They're not actual baseload generators.
So, I mean, I've spoken in the past to Lily D'Ambrosio, the State Energy Minister, and she seems to think that if we build enough batteries, we can have the solar feeding into these giant batteries during the day, and then at night, Melbourne, all of Victoria can survive off battery power. Is that realistic?
No, she's not from the industry. She wouldn't understand, unfortunately, and I don't mean that in a bad way towards Lily, because she's been dumped with a portfolio that she doesn't fully understand how the mechanisms. What they need to do is really look at it, because batteries are not a baseload generator.
No.
So no matter how many batteries you put in, you're not going to get the result.
So, again, if we do what we're told is going to happen and the coal-fired power stations are shut down, what's the alternative? I mean, nuclear is off the agenda, so Is building gas-fired power stations the only alternative we've got?
Well, no, we've got a lot of water around us as well. We've got hydro. We've got a lot of. There's a lot of technology. Hydrogen's not far off. I'm just over in Munich in a few weeks. Having a look at the hydrogen technology, how quickly it's getting. It's moving in the market a fair bit, but we're not far off.
But even hydro. I mean, hydro as in water as opposed to hydrogen. I mean, Snowy 2.0 has taken much longer, and they reckon it's going to cost $40 billion now versus the original cost was $2 billion. So, as a signature hydro project, it hasn't worked all that well, has it?
No, this is the result. The problem is you've got to pump the water back up the mountain. Off-peak prices are up as you take out coal-fired generators. So what happens is it worth pumping the water back up at night to generate during the day, or do you do it the other way around?
So I look at this and I still think we've lost an opportunity by not going towards nuclear power. But is the solution that we just have to have an about face and we keep the coal-fired power stations open? Is that sort of what you think will happen? Yeah,
China, Germany are all moving to more efficient coal-fired power stations. I think that the government really need to look at brand new, more effective coal-fired power stations.
But ideologically, they've got to get over this opposition to coal-fired power stations, don't they?
Well, they really do, because it's when they all lose power, there's going to be more problems, and it's going to cost manufacturing. It's going to cost a lot of businesses.
Yeah. So average household, I've got solar panels and quite a small battery. I think it's like 4 kilowatts or something. But it certainly has cut our power bills, but you couldn't live off it all the time. But is the future, if you're a household, that you have as many solar panels, as big a battery as you can afford, and maybe you have your own petrol generator to kick in if a blackout comes?
It's looking that way, unfortunately, the way that they're going about it. I just think that the future is microgrids, where the government need to really get involved in the way they're putting the batteries out, and basically giving batteries pretty much for free, and half the load that's left on the battery, they discharge that during the day when they need it, and actually make money off the spot market to forward investment to putting money towards future projects such as nuclear power, because you can do it if you play the spot market and you know what you're doing correctly.
But again, you've got to get over the idea, nuclear power, that was Peter Dutton's policy. We don't want to be like Peter Dutton. Anyway, let's go to a call. Josh, good morning.
I've read recently that Japan has been using almost like micro power stations, attaching them to rivers, hydro desalination plants, and so they're using these micro areas and generators to do small areas rather than a big bulk area. With all of our rivers, with all of the things that we've got in Australia, surely those micro options for rivers and generators would be an option for us. Well,
yeah, although we do have droughts at times. There's a famous picture of a drought 100 years ago, and you could drive a horse and a cart on the down the Murray River because there was no water in it. But what about? I've read ideas like having some sort of massive generator at the mouth of Port Phillip Bay, with the tidal surges coming in and out would turn it. Is there any truth to these things, or could they work?
It can work. Foreign investment is one of the mechanisms that you can bring into the market. It can work. All this stuff is working overseas. That's why it's important for the government to have a look overseas and see how they're coping with trying to hit that 30 or the 20% target drop.
But see, we're trying to go to, is it 82% by 2035? Have I got the renewables?
That's right. Yeah, that is correct.
So 2035 is 9 years away. These things, even if they work, have to be built like now.
The next 5 years is going to be the most volatile in the market, I think, and we need to be looking at absolutely everything.
All right. Well, look, thank you so much for coming in today. And you've been watching the show being made. Has it been what you expected it would be, or has it been a bit different, or what?
It's organised chaos like my team at work, but it's you've got a brilliant crew around you and a great team. So well done to everybody here that has shown me around. Good on you guys.
No, they're a brilliant team. Well, that's Nick Halaris, Energy Broker and Managing Director of PowerMaintenance Energy. And if you're in business, you know how important energy costs are to your bottom line. The politicians keep telling us power will get cheaper. We've heard that a few times, but we know it isn't. And that's why if you're in business, you need to speak to Power Maintenance. They provide top-notch power maintenance solutions to businesses of all sizes with their expertise in gas, electricity and LPG markets. Nick, we've just heard from him and the crew have decades of experience in the sector, helping your business deal with the rising network charges, shifting wholesale markets and contracts that can expose you and your business to unnecessary risk. Their team has spent more than a decade working with manufacturers, cold storage facilities, hospitality groups and multi-site businesses, each with different challenges. Having the the right electricity broker in your corner ensures you're not navigating this complexity alone. Visit powermaintenance.com.au or you can call Nick and the team on 1300 700 500. More calls ahead at 11:20.
Traffic.